Hey Noah.
Yeah.
I think there's a tiger in my truck. We gotta go find him.
How can you tell?
Because he goes. Vrrr.
Ooh.
Yeah, I gotta go get him. I hear the tiger whenever I go like over 20 miles an hour. That was not the tiger. Do you hear him growling?
Yeah.
Look out your window at the camera and point it at the front right tire. So there's a tiger there. Oh shit! So here we are diagnosing our wheel bearing. It's pretty cool. This one's pretty bad, so you don't even have to go that fast to do it. We know it's in the front because the sound's in the front. However, it's really hard to tell which corner it's coming from. So the way we're gonna figure that out is, yeah, there's that sound. I was turning to the right. Now I'm gonna turn to the left. It's getting worse. Not necessarily audibly, but when I turn to the left, I can actually feel that growl in the steering wheel, which means that it's the right front. You might be like, Simon, how do you know it's the right front based on that little thing that you just did? Well, watch, I'm gonna turn to the right again. Oh, the sound's gone. That's weird. It's because it's taking the weight of the truck off of the front right corner when I take a right, and it's putting all the weight onto the front right corner when I take a left. And the reason I know it's the front is because A, I can tell via the audio of it, but also B, under hard acceleration, the sound mostly goes away. And under hard braking, the sound gets much worse. That's the same idea as turning right and left. When your truck is accelerating, it's squatting, taking some weight off the front. When it's braking, it's diving, which means it's adding weight to the front. Therefore, we know it's the front right. Now, if you really want to get special with it, you can lift the truck up, put it in drive in the air, four-wheel drive, because you need the front wheels to spin, and then get it up to like 20, and then have somebody under the car on whatever lift you have it on, and then put a stethoscope on that front right wheel bearing area, and you'll hear it growling too. But I don't think we need to do that. I know for sure that it's the front right. So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to replace that. Okay, here we go. We got the correct corner of the car lifted up. I'm just gonna take these motherfuckers off. Get your wheel off here. We need to get our brake rotor off, which means we need to get our brake caliper off. All right, guys, look in here. See these big motherfucking bolts? It's a 21, baby. They're probably really fucking tight. Ouch. Cool. Those suckers are tight. Big ass bolt. It's got anti-seize on it too. Gotta make sure we put that back on when we're done. You never want to hang any brake systems by their brake cable. Give me that bucket. That's tall enough. All right. Take our rotor off. Oh, looks good. This here is our growly friend. Something that's cool about this truck in particular, I'm not sure if Dodge and Chevy do the same thing, but I know Ford does, and it's something that's actually nice. You don't have to disassemble any of your suspension, mess with your alignment accidentally, remove any axles. You don't have to do any of that, which is super cool. It's just this. 1 bolt, 2 bolt, 3 bolt, 4 bolt. You have to get at them on the back, which, I don't know, it's not that bad. You gotta take this sensor, this speed sensor / ABS sensor that runs all the way up to something. You gotta take that off. But other than that, it's that simple. It's fucking sweet. I'll take my 8mm, take this dust shield off. Nice. And there's this Allen here. That is a 5mm Allen wrench. Take that out. These bolts at the back. 1, 2, and there's 2 on the other side as well. Okay, those mean business. You need a shallow socket for some, a deep for others. Don't back your ratchet into this control arm here. I'm gonna crack the other side loose. These ones are a little easier to see and get to. They're just right here. I'm gonna take that off too. I hesitate to call it an axle nut, but I think that's what it is. That was not very tight. Okay, that's your wheel bearing. The bearing inside here that lets this plate spin independently of the hub is growling at 20 miles an hour or higher. And so, super simple, we're just gonna replace this whole thing. Okay guys, so what I'm noticing is that I took my speed sensor out. I don't see why it wouldn't be reusable. However, This one does come with one as well. Now, if I don't have to go up into the engine bay clipping wires and shit and putting all these new ones on, I don't have to. I don't want to have to. So I'm gonna take this one out and just reuse the old one, but I am gonna test drive it afterwards and see if that for some reason messes with, I don't know, something. And if it does, I'll let you know. This is kind of rusty and gross. I might polish that. Going back in, make sure that your little speed sensor hole is facing up. Try not to scuff anything on the way in. You'll have to lift up on the axle a little bit. Start them all with my fingers. Okay, this front little axle nut that we took off, the tiny little fella, his torque spec is just 30 foot-pounds. Okay, they're locked up. That's good. Make sure you're not torquing it while your hub is free spinning independent of the axle. That is not a good thing to have happen. Get my pry bar in here again. Not much. Those have to be torqued to 133 foot-pounds. I'm probably gonna do 135. That's a lot of pounds. Now this is a 1/2 inch, which makes my job super fucking fun. I get to use a converter. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with these. Easy to get to. 1, 2. I'm gonna get in the truck, turn the wheel to the right, and hopefully not fall off the jack. Yeah, you're good. I forgot that my caliper was off. So I might have to recompress those pads. Because I stepped on it and I heard him going, idiot. That shit busting. It's dirty. I'm gonna turn my shit back to the left now. I'm actually gonna turn it all the way to the left because I have to torque those big bolts on the back of the caliper and it would be nice to have that room. Before you put your rotor back on, make sure you get your speed sensor in there. The torque spec for this one is Logic. Tight is tight and too tight is broken. Don't break it. Then don't forget your heat shield. This has to go on before your caliper. The gap right here is for the speed sensor. Putting my rotor on. I'm gonna use one lug nut to hold this sucker on there. I accidentally fucking stepped on my brakes too hard to turn the truck on. So I need to expand these a little. If you have a push to start, try not to step on your brake any harder than you have to get it to turn on. Now, I'm gonna start one bolt with no Loctite so that it will hold it in place. So I can put the second one in with Loctite. Just gonna give it a drizzle. Beep. Stick it in the hole you took it out of. Now I'm gonna take this top one back out to put Loctite on it. One line. 184. God damn. Okay, I don't actually have a torque wrench that goes up to 184 foot-pounds. But I know it's real tight, so I have this large breaker bar. This is not advised. If I wasn't pretty good at guessing torque, I would go rent a torque wrench from an auto parts store. And remember, these bolts are fucking big, so if you don't have the right torque wrench either, make them tight enough that you know they won't come out while you're driving, you know? Once again, tight is tight and too tight is broken, and you're not breaking these suckers. The last thing we need to do, obviously, is put the wheel on, torque it to the proper torque spec, which will be on screen right now, and then go for a test drive to verify whether or not we got away with reusing that speed sensor. All right, we just got back from our test drive. Good news, the noise is gone. Hell yeah. Also, that speed sensor works fine. We got no codes, no issues with speed, so that's kind of a W. All that being said, thank you guys for watching.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The first video of the new era of gaming content is officially up, so make sure you check that out.
Yeah, first link in the description, baby. Check it out. It's an absolute W. Goodbye.